somewhere right now. Someone is staring at the ceiling at 2 in the morning, wondering why everyone else seems to have this figured out. The career, the confidence, the sense of direction, except them. If that's you, here's the strange part. Purpose was never missing. It was buried under a system nobody ever taught you to read. For years, this channel has taken real events and real research and decoded them through the 7 Hermetic Laws, an ancient operating system for how a mind creates a life, one that modern psychology is only now catching up to. You've felt it, that flat, gray feeling where nothing is technically wrong, but nothing feels like it's moving forward either. You go to work, you come home, you scroll, you sleep. Researchers now have a clinical name for it: purposelessness. It shows up as a mind that's unfocused, a little scattered, unable to settle on what actually matters this week. And by every measure they track, it's rising fast, especially in people who look, from the outside, like they're doing everything right. Here's what almost nobody tells you. Purpose was never something you go find, the way you'd find a job posting or a new city. It's a mental state, one you can activate today in minutes, not years, once you know which lever to pull. Researchers studying happiness and meaning at major universities keep landing on the same 7 patterns over and over in completely different studies. The exact same 7 patterns the old Hermetic texts described thousands of years earlier, long before anyone had a brain scanner. Anthropologists find it across different cultures. Psychologists find it in clinical interviews. Neuroscientists find it on a scan. Today, we're breaking down all 7, from the exact moment purpose starts inside your mind, all the way to the one daily practice that makes it permanent instead of a passing mood. Not theory, a specific, testable practice for each one. By the end of this video, you'll have one simple ritual you can start tonight before you go to sleep. No life overhaul required. No quitting your job. No dramatic reinvention. This is the Kabbalion effect. And the first law is the one every other law stands on. So that's exactly where we begin. Mentalism. The law that says your mind is where reality begins. Purposeful and purposeless were never circumstances. They're mental states, full stop. A purposeful mind is sharp. It knows the next right move, even a small one. A purposeless mind is foggy, busy, sometimes exhausted from being busy, but going nowhere in particular. Hermetic teaching calls this the first law. The all is mind. Long before neuroscience had a name for it, this law said the same thing modern researchers are now measuring. Your inner world generates your outer experience, not the other way around. Think of a warehouse supervisor who's run the exact same shift for 11 years. Nothing external changed last month. Same building, same team, same schedule. But one morning, on the drive-in, he asked himself a single question. What part of this job do I actually come alive doing? He started mentoring 2 of the newer guys on the floor. Nothing official, no title change, no raise, just 15 minutes a day. By lunch, the whole day felt different. Same job, new mind. That's the trap most people fall into without noticing. They wait for a new job, a new city, a new relationship to hand them purpose on a plate. That belief is comforting in a strange way. It means you get to wait instead of act. But it's not true. Purpose isn't manufactured out there, packaged and delivered. It's remembered in here, and it was available the entire time. So the practice starts with one honest question, asked today, out loud if you have to. What made you come alive before anyone told you what you were supposed to become? Correspondence. As within, so without. Here's the second law, and it explains why some people seem to find purpose so easily, while others chase it for decades without landing anywhere. Whatever is genuinely alive inside you is meant to show up outside you, in the real world, doing something. It's rarely about talent or luck. It's about whether the inside and the outside are actually pointing the same direction. Researchers studying meaning found the exact same pattern again and again across completely different populations. People feel the deepest sense of purpose precisely when what they do feels connected to something larger than themselves, not when it simply pays well. This held true whether the person studied was a surgeon, a musician, or someone stocking shelves at midnight. Picture a retired teacher who spends every Saturday morning tutoring one neighborhood kid in math for free at her own kitchen table. No pay, no audience, no one clapping. Before she started, she assumed retirement itself would feel like enough. It didn't, not fully, not until she gave the time away. But every single session, she says the same thing afterward. I feel like I'm part of something bigger than this kitchen table. That's correspondence in action. The inner value of teaching, mirrored outward into one real, specific connection. The mistake most of us make is separating our real life from our calling, as if a calling only counts when it comes with a paycheck attached. Correspondence says otherwise. Whatever quietly matters to you inside, even something small, is already showing you exactly where to serve outside. So look honestly at what you already do for free, for no credit, without anyone asking you to. That's not a hobby you should feel guilty about. That's the law, pointing directly at your purpose. Vibration. Nothing in the universe rests. Everything moves, including you. The third law says everything is in constant motion, and that includes your own nervous system, whether you're paying attention to it or not, which means your sense of purpose isn't fixed in place. It's a frequency you can actually raise on command, the same way you'd turn up a dial. This is where modern science gets almost eerie in how closely it matches the old teaching. Brain researchers have found that in moments of genuine wonder, a specific brain network, the one responsible for your inner critic, your to-do list, your constant self-monitoring, actually goes quiet for a few seconds. At the same time, the nerve that calms your heart rate and opens your chest switches on. This isn't a one-off study either. It's been replicated across labs studying meditation, nature exposure, and even live concerts. In plain terms, for a few seconds, the noise turns down and something steadier turns up in its place. That is a measurable shift in your body's vibration, not a metaphor. And you don't need a mountain, a concert, or a miracle to trigger it. Picture a delivery driver on his 10th stop of the day, dead tired, running behind schedule, who glances up out of habit and catches a hawk circling slowly over the parking lot for 10 full seconds. He said afterward, it was the first time all day his shoulders actually dropped. It cost him nothing and took less time than checking his phone. That's the entire practice, distilled. 1 full minute a day of genuine, undistracted attention on something vast. The sky, a piece of music, a person you quietly admire. Not a vacation, not an event. A frequency reset, available anywhere. Polarity. Purposeful and purposeless are not two different things. They are two ends of the very same line. The fourth law is the one nobody wants to hear during a genuinely hard season. Exhaustion and purpose live on the exact same pole, just at different degrees along it. You don't need to eliminate the low points entirely. You just need to know how to move along the line. This matters because grief, burnout, and loss don't erase purpose the way they feel like they do. They temporarily push it toward the far end of the pole, out of easy reach. The law insists it's still the same line, the same pole. You can move back up it in degrees. Anyone who's been through a real loss knows this instinctively, even if no one ever explained it in these terms. Consider someone who loses a parent and, for months afterward, can't locate a single reason to get out of bed before 9. The shift, when it finally came, didn't arrive as some dramatic breakthrough. It came from returning to one small, specific value. Showing up with a little more patience for a coworker who was quietly struggling too. It wasn't therapy, and it wasn't a vacation. It was one Tuesday, one small act of attention towards someone else, 1 degree of movement, not a leap. That's polarity in daily practice. You don't sit around waiting to feel purposeful again before you act. You pick the smallest true action in the direction of a value you already hold, and the pole itself starts to shift underneath you. So ask yourself plainly, what is one value I already believe in, deep down, that I could act on today, even at 10%? Rhythm. Everything rises and everything falls. Master the swing, and it stops mastering you. The fifth law says life moves in cycles, not straight lines. Effort and rest, clarity and confusion, connection and solitude, always trading places. Purposelessness isn't a permanent verdict handed down about who you are. It's often just the low half of a swing you were never taught how to ride. Here's the discipline researchers keep circling back to. Study after study. A short, repeated ritual, as little as 1 minute a day, done consistently, builds a rhythm strong enough to carry a person through the low half of that swing without breaking. Picture a small business owner who, every single evening at closing time, takes 90 seconds to notice one thing that actually went right that day, said out loud, before locking the door behind her. She started the habit during her hardest financial quarter, half expecting it to feel pointless. It didn't. 8 months later, she says it's the one habit standing between her and full burnout. It's not about forcing constant high energy day after day until you crash. It's about building a rhythm, a fixed anchor point you return to on purpose, so the low points pass through you, instead of quietly settling in and staying. Pick one moment in your day that already repeats without fail. Your commute, your first coffee, the walk to the mailbox. and attach the practice there instead of hunting for extra time. Rhythm doesn't need new time carved out of your schedule. The point isn't finding a spare hour. Most people never find that hour, so the practice never starts. It needs a fixed place inside the time you already have. Cause and effect. Nothing happens by chance. Every practice plants a measurable, traceable result. The sixth law is the most testable of all seven, and that's exactly why researchers were able to actually study this in a lab, instead of just theorizing about it from a distance. Across multiple studies, people who practiced short, repeated moments of genuine wonder reported measurable drops in anxiety and daily stress within just a few weeks. Some groups working in especially high-pressure environments, the kind that grind people down fast, reported real, noticeable relief in symptoms that usually respond to almost nothing else. Follow-up measurements weeks later showed the effect wasn't just a temporary mood lift, it held. This is cause and effect stripped down to its plainest form, with no mysticism attached. Input creates output consistently, whether or not you can fully explain the mechanism behind it. A specific practice, repeated on purpose, produces a specific, measurable change in how a person feels and functions, which means purpose was never a personality trait. Some lucky people are simply born with, and others aren't. It's closer to a habit with a proven, repeatable return. You put the cause in on schedule, and the effect follows on schedule. So the only real question left isn't, do I have purpose? It's, am I willing to run the cause daily, long enough to actually see the effect show up? Everything else is just detail. Gender. Every act of creation needs two forces, one that asks and one that receives. The seventh law is the one that quietly ties the first six together, and it has nothing to do with male or female, despite the name. It's about two forces every single act of creation requires: the active force that asks, and the receptive force that receives what comes back. Purpose is born the exact same way, through both forces working together. The active force is inquiry, asking yourself directly and specifically what inspired you, who inspired you, what you already believe in, underneath everything else. The receptive force is wonder, actually letting a real answer land fully, instead of rushing straight past it to the next task on the list. Skip either force, and the whole thing collapses. All inquiry with no wonder just turns into another item on a checklist. Most people only ever run the active half and stop there. They ask the question, get an answer in half a second, and move on before it's had any real time to mean something. It looks productive. It isn't. Purpose needs both halves working together in sequence, the asking and then the actual letting in. Ask the question honestly, then stop completely. Let the answer sit for one full, unhurried breath before you do anything else with it. That pause, right there, is exactly where the two forces meet and purpose actually takes hold. 7 laws. One single current running underneath every one of them. Mentalism starts it inside your mind. Correspondence points it outward, into the world. Vibration lets you shift it on command in under a minute. Polarity keeps it from disappearing completely during hard seasons. Rhythm turns a single moment into a lasting habit. Cause and effect proves with data that it actually works. And gender asks you to slow down long enough to actually receive it. 7 separate ideas, but really, one instruction repeated 7 different ways. If purpose still feels distant tonight, after everything we just covered, it's rarely because something is fundamentally missing in you. More often, it's resistance quietly sitting in one of 4 places. A belief you haven't questioned in years. An emotion you haven't let move through you. A sentence you keep repeating to yourself out of habit. Or one small action you keep postponing until tomorrow. Most people can name which one it is instantly, the moment they hear it named out loud. The science behind all this changes a little every year, as it should, but the law underneath it hasn't changed in thousands of years. Purpose was never something you go chase down and capture. It's something you remember on purpose, starting with the smallest true action available to you right now, tonight. That's not a small distinction. It's the difference between spending years searching and spending one evening remembering. If one of these 7 laws hit differently for you tonight, say exactly which one in the comments. Mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, or gender. And if you want the next law decoded the moment it drops, with a new real-world example every time, that's exactly what this channel exists for. Subscribe, and let's keep building this together, one law and one small daily practice at a time. This has been the Kabbalion Effect.